The phone rings. You freeze. A tiny, irrational panic sparks in your chest, right? You glance at the screen, and your finger hovers over the decline button like it's a self-destruct mechanism. Why does the very idea of a phone call trigger such an immediate, visceral, nope reaction in so many of us, while a text message feels like a welcome, even delightful interaction? It's not just about introversion or being antisocial. What if I told you that your preference for texting isn't a flaw, but a highly evolved, scientifically validated superpower? And those phone call junkies are actually the ones missing out on a fundamental brain hack. We're diving deep into the fascinating, often hilarious science behind why texting isn't just a convenience, but for millions of us, it's the superior form of communication. By the end of this, you won't just understand why you're a texter, you'll have the scientific ammo to explain it to every well-meaning, boundary-ignoring caller who thinks you're just too busy for a quick chat. Get ready to have your communication style validated, your frustrations aired, and maybe, just maybe, learn how to leverage your texting brain for serious life advantages. Let's be honest, who among us hasn't stared at a ringing phone and thought, "Oh God, who died?" Or worse, who wants to talk? It's a modern-day fight-or-flight response triggered by a device that's supposed to connect us. But why? The first scientific bombshell: cognitive load. When you get a call, your brain is immediately forced into a high-pressure, multitasking scenario. You have to listen, process information in real time, formulate a coherent response, interpret tone of voice, anticipate pauses, and essentially perform a live, unscripted monologue, all without the benefit of a rewind button. Your prefrontal cortex, your brain's executive decision maker, is basically doing mental gymnastics on a tightrope while juggling flaming chainsaws. It's exhausting. Texting, on the other hand, is a brain spa. It allows for asynchronous communication. You receive information, you get to process it at your own pace, formulate a thoughtful response, edit it, delete it, rewrite it, and then send it. It's like having a personal editor for your every interaction. This reduces cognitive load significantly, meaning your brain uses less energy, feels less stressed, and can produce higher quality, more precise communication. You're not rude, you're efficient. You're not avoiding, you're optimizing.
Now here's where it gets interesting: control and autonomy. A phone call is an immediate demand on your time and attention. It's an interruption, often unwelcome, pulling you away from whatever focus you had. Think about it. You're in the middle of deep work, you're enjoying a quiet moment, or you're just not emotionally prepared for human interaction. The phone rings, and suddenly your schedule becomes their schedule. It's a relinquishing of control, and our brains inherently dislike that. We crave autonomy. Texting gives you that autonomy back. You get to decide when to engage. This sense of control reduces anxiety and fosters a feeling of safety and respect for your boundaries. It's like the difference between someone barging into your house versus leaving a note on your door. Which one makes you feel more respected? Exactly. So when you choose texting, you're not being elusive, you're being a smart, boundary-setting human being. And let's be real, who actually enjoys being ambushed by a 5-minute question that could have been a 2-sentence text? Moving on to another big one: social anxiety and performance pressure. For many people, a phone call feels like a mini performance. You're live, you're on the spot, and there's an expectation to sound articulate, engaged, and charming, often without any visual cues. This can trigger genuine social anxiety, making you feel scrutinized and judged. Your amygdala, the part of your brain responsible for processing fear and emotion, might be screaming danger, even if it's just your Aunt Mildred. Texting diffuses this pressure. You can reread, rephrase, and perfect your message before sending it. There's no awkward silence to fill, no pressure to sound perfectly polished. It's a low-stakes environment where you can truly express yourself without the fear of immediate judgment or stumbling over your words. You're not shy, you're just smart about avoiding unnecessary stress. Plus, let's be honest, we've all had those moments where we wished we could just undo something we said on a call. With text, you can almost do that. But wait, there's more. What about dopamine hits? Our brains love dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter. Texting offers a constant stream of tiny dopamine hits. Every notification, every quick exchange, every message received or sent provides a small burst of satisfaction. It's like snacking on pleasure throughout the day. A long, drawn-out phone call, however, is a single, large interaction that might offer a big payoff, or it might just drain you. For many, the constant, low-level buzz of texting is more appealing and sustainable than the high-intensity, potentially draining experience of a call. You're not addicted, you're just enjoying brain candy responsibly.
And let's not forget the silent killer of calls: misinterpretation and clarity. Yes, I know, people say tone is lost in text, but consider this. How many times have you been on a call and because of bad reception, background noise, or just a convoluted explanation, you have no idea what was actually agreed upon? Text creates a written record. It allows for precise wording, links, addresses, and details that are easily forgotten or misheard on a call. For complex information, instructions, or anything that needs to be revisited, text is overwhelmingly superior. It prevents misunderstandings and provides a verifiable source of truth. You're not trying to be pedantic, you're just trying to be accurate. So, when it comes to preferring text over calls, you're not just expressing a personal preference, you're demonstrating a highly efficient, neurologically sound communication strategy. You're leveraging your prefrontal cortex for thoughtful, unpressured processing. You're asserting control over your time and mental energy. You're avoiding performance anxiety and seeking out those satisfying, smaller dopamine rewards. And you're ensuring clarity and accuracy in your interactions. Your brain isn't broken. It's actually working smarter, not harder. The truth is, for many, the phone call is an evolutionary relic in a world that increasingly values asynchronous communication, personal autonomy, and focused work. Those who prefer texting aren't antisocial. They're often highly strategic communicators who understand their own cognitive limits and the value of their time and mental peace. So the next time your phone rings and you let it go to voicemail, know that you're not rude. You're simply optimizing your brain for peak performance. So I have to ask, do you think preferring texting over calling is a sign of a more evolved brain, or are we losing something vital in the process? Let me know in the comments. And if you learned something new, hit like and subscribe for more insights.